We appreciate that shout out. Emmitt Smith, the greatest or the most productive NFL running back of all time. But we're going to talk NBA right here. The NBA, after, I don't know, decades, at least 15 years of this being a glaring problem, has decided, hey, we're going to do something about tanking now.
I do love how this is being presented as it's some sort of new issue. I've never known the NBA without a tanking problem.
Right. So Commissioner Adam Silver informed the league's 30 general managers yesterday that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season. During Thursday's meeting, Silver told the top executives, and most of them agreed, that they need to safeguard the integrity of the sport. Silver was described as, quote, forceful with his message about wanting to solve the problem that has gained steam across the league in recent weeks. Mike Krzyzewski, who's an advisor to the NBA on this, he delivered a message at the meeting, said that the league should attack the problem, according to ESPN.com. During the All-Star Weekend news conference, Silver said that tanking has been worse this year than he ever remembered it. Last week, the NBA fined the Jazz, I believe it. Well, yeah, it was the Jazz because they tanked against the Magic. They fined the Jazz $500,000. They fined the Indiana Pacers $100,000, saying both teams sat healthy players in recent games. Kravitz, I'm not smart enough to figure this out, all right? I'm not Mr. NBA rule aficionado here. I just know that incentivizing losing, as the NBA has been doing for years, is a bad business model. Rewarding teams who spend an entire season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, intentionally trying to lose is a travesty, and it is an insult to the integrity of the game. Do you want to go through some of the solutions here that they're...
I would love to.
All right. I'm going to go through some of the solutions they're proposed. You give me your quick take on these. First-round draft picks can be protected only for top 4 or top 14-plus selections, whatever that means.
Yeah, I guess. I wish they would just remove all protections. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of it. If you want to trade your draft pick, then you have to deal with the consequences of being a bad team.
Right.
And then that would also incentivize teams that are bad, that have given up their draft pick, to try as hard as they've ever tried in their lives so that they don't get one of the top picks. So I think the NBA, you're going to notice a theme with my opinion on this. I think that this, and the way the NBA has structured pretty much everything to this point, is symptomatic of an issue that a lot of us face in this country and world, that we have made things too complicated. And top or pick protections is a great example of overcomplicating this thing.
Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline.
That's a horrible idea. So you don't like tanking at the end of the year? I present you tanking in the middle of the season. That's the worst idea of all of them.
No longer allowing team to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes.
That one, I think, has a little bit of merit to it, because one of the biggest issues that I think fan bases face, we've experienced this in this town, is teams feel like their only way out is to tank, and if tanking doesn't go their way in year 1 of the tankathon, they'll just do it again the next year,
right. And
then you end up, that becomes your culture. How long have the Wizards and the Jazz, and how long did the Sixers tank? The Magic tanked for several seasons. But I don't like putting that in as a rule. I think that should be up to the owners, and it's a competitive advantage for those that don't tank for multiple seasons. So I like that as a concept, but I would not vote that in.
Teams can't pick in the top 4 the year after making the conference finals.
No, that is direct. That's a direct shot at the Indiana Pacers. Right. And if you make it to the conference finals and then your best player gets hurt and you stink, well, congratulations. You get a pick. I mean, the Spurs dynasty was built off of this with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. That's just a direct shot at Indiana. I don't like picking on a single team.
Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records.
Okay, again, we're overcomplicating this. We don't need to start doing math where we're adding prior seasons. This is what the WNBA does, by the way. The WNBA's lottery odds are based off of 2 years of records, but they also play half the games. So I guess that's the reason why, but I think that's the only reason that one's even being suggested.
Lottery extended to include all play-in teams.
Okay, so we talked about the idea of freezing the lottery odds, but then that's the problem with that is that you would just get tanking in the middle of the season rather than the end. This scenario would give you tanking for teams that are in position to make the playoffs. You would have teams that don't really view their chances at winning a championship as a high probability that would then try and straddle the fence between I want to be a playoff team, but I don't want my seed to be too good in the event we're in the play-in and lose. It's not such a bad thing. So right now, the 7 and 8 seed are not involved in the lottery. This would then put them in the lottery, so teams would rather be the 7 seed than the 6 seed. That, again, overcomplicates it, and I think it would create mini tanking among playoff teams, which would be the worst possible look for the NBA.
All right, last one. Flatten the odds for all lottery teams.
Here we go. I know, because you have been throwing all these at me, and I have been dousing cold water on all of them, with the general theme being all of these are way too complicated. You want to remove complications? Here you go, NBA. You sucked. You didn't make the playoffs. We allow in 3/4 of the league, and you didn't make it. You all have the same chances to get the top pick. The end. This should have been the idea from the beginning. It's the best concept, and it completely de-incentivizes anything that resembles tanking. You're either a playoff team or you have a chance at the top pick. That's it. And you don't have a better chance being worse, so the bad teams don't attempt to be worse than they already are. It's so simple. It might just work.
You know what? I agree with you. Why all these complicated ideas when that is the obvious choice? What about Stan Van Gundy's idea? Stan?
I'd get rid of the draft. No draft. You've still got the salary cap. If you want to go give Cooper Flagg $45 million a year coming out of college, do it. He's a free agent. Everybody coming out is a free agent. With no draft, there's no incentive to lose. There's none at all.
So Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk has been on this for years. Mm-hmm. He thinks the draft, and the NFL draft he talks about because he covers the NFL, is un-American. And I'm a little surprised that Stan, who I think is borderline socialist, is against the idea of creating this sort of level playing field. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And in every other walk of life, if you're coming out of college and you're some whiz kid out of Stanford, you can go sign with whatever tech company or whatever it is your field is. You can go sign wherever you want. You don't get drafted out of college. It's only a thing that we do in sports, so it really is un-American. The problem is, we know what the problem is. Everybody that comes out of college would just go to L.A. or New York.
You would have to have a hard salary cap, though. None of this luxury. You'd have to have a hard salary. The Lakers can only sign too many if you have a hard salary cap. And then, they couldn't sign anymore.
I just don't think this will be good for us, okay? I don't think it'll be good for the smaller market teams.
Okay.
And the NBA needs to make sure that those teams are propped up as well. So flatten the odds. Stop overthinking it. The end. Coming up next, what to watch for tomorrow as Orlando City takes to the pitch. Dax McCarty from Apple TV on the way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I hear people this time of year complain, what am I supposed to bet on? Football season is over. What are you whining about? Wake up, smell the roses, and download the Hard Rock Bet app. We've got Winter Olympics wrapping up. Still 20 teams in the NBA who are not in tank mode right now. College basketball is starting to heat up. We have Duke, Michigan over the weekend. There is plenty. And if the NFL is all that occupies your mind, futures bets are available for next season right now as we speak. And new signups can double their winnings. First 10 bets, max of $50. That's right, your winnings doubled on your first 10 bets, and that is how you build a winning bankroll. Join me and many others over on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Football season hits, and between the wings, the pizza, and a few too many beers, that jersey starts fitting a little bit tighter. Then you swear you'll drop the weight, but no matter what diet you try, nothing sticks. That's why I want to tell you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. These folks are Central Florida's leaders in medical weight loss. This isn't some fad diet or magic powder. It's a doctor-supervised program that combines hormone optimization, nutrition coaching, and yes, those new injectable weight loss medications everyone's talking about. They customize it all for you, and the results are fast. Most guys lose 20 pounds or more in just 6 to 10 weeks, safely. You'll have more energy, better sleep, and honestly, you'll just feel good again. It's time for you to make your fourth quarter comeback. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Update. 3 Americans are competing in today's women's 1,500-meter short track speed skating final. All are seeking their first Olympic medal. It's the second Olympics for Christian Santos Griswold and Corinne Stoddard, and the first for Cameron Lute. Santos Griswold hoping for the best in an unpredictable race.
You could skate the same race over and over, and a different person could win every time.
Other medal events today include the men's freestyle aerials and free ski halfpipe.
For NBC's live coverage from Italy, search Olympics on the free iHeart Radio app.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Host an event they'll never forget at Crush Yard. Designed for group gatherings of all kinds, Crush Yard makes it easy to bring people together for team events, birthday parties, and milestone celebrations. With pickleball courts, great food and drinks, and flexible space to play or relax, everything comes together in one place. We handle the details so you can focus on your guests and enjoy the moment. It's an interactive, high-energy experience everyone will remember. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. We all seem to be in a rush these days, from work to driving our kids around. But when you're behind the wheel, please do not speed. A few minutes saved by going faster is never worth the risk. So follow the speed limit, enjoy the drive, maybe bring some snacks for the kids, and know that along the way, you're getting quality time with your family.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Night of Champions 14, live boxing returns to Kareem Royale Orlando on Friday, February 20th. Records and titles are on the line. Undefeated Alex Bray takes on Rodrigo Damian Correa for the WBA Continental Latin American title. Undefeated Daniel Perro defends his title against David Hainsworth. And undefeated Gabriela Tellez takes on Calista Silgado for the WBA Female Continental Americas title. Plus a deep undercard featuring undefeated prospects and pro debuts. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or at KareemRoyale.com/boxing.
Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And for free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeart Radio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And not only do we have a great brand for you today, we have a great deal for you today. It's the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real Hero 8 Cigar Sampler. $85 normally, now only $45. And what you get here is cool. 4 Reserva Real Twisted Toros, 4 Reserva Real Toros. And this Twisted Toro is the first time that Romeo y Julieta has ever used a barber pole wrapper on any blend. Connecticut shade leaf, Ecuadorian habanero leaf, Nicaraguan binders, and a blend of Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers give you a cedary, peppery, creamy end and a really unique smoke. It's the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real 8 Cigar Sampler, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Friday, we're going to be expecting a very late spring-like day with temperatures climbing well into the 80s, mid-80s at that, with a high of 87 today in Orlando. We'll turn even warmer as we head into our Saturday, challenging previous record highs with a high of 88 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Lots of sunshine between today and tomorrow, but clouds increase and so will the winds as a cold front moves in on Sunday, bringing with it some scattered showers. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
UCF baseball on the game as the Knights meet the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame with a 6 p.m. first pitch. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for UCF Sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
There's never a dull moment in sports. We could talk about NASCAR, college hoops, for the win! Maybe even a little table tennis.
Guy high to drop.
Find out what's next on Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
What's next? Is Orlando City Soccer getting underway tomorrow at Inter & Co Stadium? The Lions returning some key members of the core, but we're quite active in the offseason as well. What do we need to know? Let's check in with a man that knows this sport far better than we do, Dex McCarty, match analyst for Apple TV. Dex, welcome to the show. You must be pretty psyched for the start of another MLS season.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me. I'm excited for the new season, man. I retired 2 years ago. I dipped my toe in the analyst broadcasting waters last year, doing some studio work. And I love it, man. I love it. You get to cover the entire league. It's a lot, man. Trying to figure out 30 teams and cover 30 teams is not easy. But you know what? I was born and raised in Winter Park. I relocated back down here after my career was over. So I never got the chance to play for Orlando City during my playing career. But you know what? I'm really excited to be able to get the chance to cover them and call this first game of the season from Inter & Co Stadium. I'm excited.
You mentioned the difficulty of trying to keep up with all of the moves. We saw Orlando City go through a mini makeover in the offseason. I'm sure they were not the only one in MLS that did that.
Yeah.
Is it difficult for teams to retool and rebuild quickly? Does the league make it to where you can move on and off of contracts with relative ease?
I wouldn't say that it's easy to move on and off contracts. I would go so far as to say that it just depends on the contract situation. It's a lot easier to move off of a contract that is at a manageable salary number than, say, it is moving off a contract of a designated player. I think Ricardo Moreira, the GM, the sporting director for Orlando City, has done a really good job this offseason turning over the roster, getting out of some big contracts. Luis Muriel, he was okay as a designated player, as a striker for Orlando City last year, but for what he was being paid, he just wasn't on the field enough for Oscar Pareja's men to be able to make a really big impact. So Ricardo Moreira has done a great job getting out from underneath that contract. He sold a good center back in Rodrigo Schlegel down to a team in Mexico. And so it's been a little bit of a revamping for Orlando City. They lost a couple of good players down the spine of their team, a striker, a central midfielder, a couple of defenders, and they've replaced them with youth. 3 new Brazilian players have come in, and usually they take time to adjust and adapt. So I'm really curious to see how Orlando City does early on in the season after so many changes.
Dax, you grew up in this area. Obviously, you said you never got a chance to play with Orlando City, but you've seen how, Orlando has become sort of a soccer destination, not just for MLS, but internationally as well, with all the friendlies and everything else we have in the area. I'm curious, what's the perception right now of Orlando City and Orlando as a soccer destination?
Well, the perception of Orlando as a soccer destination is one that is a lot of people have a very high opinion of. If you talk to players around Major League Soccer, one of the most difficult places to come to play is Inter and Co Stadium. Now, part of that is due to the weather. When teams have to come down to Florida in the sweltering heat of the summer, that's already playing into their minds. And then you add into the fact that the supporters of Orlando City are ruthless, man. I was born and raised in the area, and I always had a little bit of butterflies in my stomach coming down to play here because they would just bully me and heckle me unmercilessly, right? And I would always flash them a cheeky smile every now and then, but they're aggressive, they're passionate. The wall always brings the energy and the passion. So the perception is that it's a difficult place to play, it's a hard place to play, and that when Orlando City is playing at their absolute best, there's no team in Major League Soccer who wants to come play down here against this team. Now, with the uncertainty that Oscar Pareja's men face in terms of new players, in terms of some injuries that they've picked up, I think that early on in the season, we're going to find out a lot about what Oscar Pareja, what changes he's trying to implement.
Speaking of Oscar, since he came here, they've made the playoffs every single year, 6 straight or 7 straight, I can't remember which, but they've made the playoffs every year, but never, obviously gotten over the hump. It sounds to me like you're saying they're sort of rebuilding this year.
I would say rebuilding is maybe a bridge too far. I think they retooled a little bit, but Oscar Pareja, he just to clarify, he's made the playoffs 6 years in a row. So every single season he has been in Orlando, he's been able to take the team to the postseason. I believe that's one of the longest streaks in the league, if not the longest. So, look, fans and supporters should be happy about that. The fact that Orlando City is consistently challenging to get into the playoffs, to give themselves a chance to win the whole thing at the end of the year. But there's no question that there's been frustration about how it ended every season. In 2022, they won the U.S. Open Cup on home soil. That was a big accomplishment for a relatively young club. But the expectations from these supporters is that Orlando needs to be challenging for an MLS Cup. And you can only challenge for an MLS Cup if you make it all the way to the final and you're playing in a final. So Orlando City, I wouldn't say that they're in a rebuilding year. I would say that they've retooled. It just might take a couple of months for them to really hit their form and find their form. But I would say the expectations from myself and many of the other analysts around the league is that Orlando City is absolutely going to be in the playoffs. It's just a matter of how high they're going to go.
Dax, last thing for you. Let's talk logistics for a moment. I understand that all matches are now available via Apple TV instead of the MLS Season Pass, where it was Apple TV and then you go to the Season Pass. If I understand that correctly, I believe that's the way that it operated. How does that change things for MLS fans as far as the accessibility of these games?
Well, accessibility is the key word that you just said, and that's a really big step for Apple and for Major League Soccer to take. You get rid of MLS Season Pass, so now supporters and fans that want to watch their team either on the road or in a different city, they don't have to go through that extra paywall. That's going to open up this league to so many more eyeballs, the potential for more eyeballs to be on the league, especially, guys, in a World Cup year. That's absolutely massive. Major League Soccer in the United States can use all the momentum that it can get, and the more eyeballs you get on games, the more you can engage people to watch their local teams and to get on board with what's happening in MLS and all throughout the soccer ecosystem in the United States. I think it's a seminal moment right now for soccer in this country, just like in 1994, where Major League Soccer was able to actually launch their league off the back of the 94 World Cup. I think that you're going to see this 2026 World Cup, which is, in my opinion, and I know I'm biased, guys, going to be the biggest sporting event in the history of the world. You're going to see a lot of new eyeballs on the game in this country. And if you're Orlando City or any team in Major League Soccer, you've really got to capitalize on that.
So basically, if you have Apple TV, you're good. You don't need anything
You're good
extra.
to go, man. If you have Apple TV, you can watch on the home page right there. It should be on the home screen. Find Major League Soccer. Watch your favorite teams play. And watch MLS 360. I'm going to bounce back and forth between calling games and being in the studio. And if you like NFL Red Zone, you're going to love MLS 360. It's where we show you all the highlights and all the plays from every single game going on a Saturday night.
Talking my language, Dax. Dax McCarty, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it. We'll see you on Apple.
Appreciate you having me, fellas. Enjoy the season kickoff tomorrow.
Match starts at 7:30 sharp on Apple TV.
So real quick, MLS season pass, did that flop pretty much?
It flopped because people had... The way that it was set up, from what I understand, is you had to sign up for Apple TV
and then pay again,
and then pay for MLS season pass. Or if it didn't work that way, you at the very least had to pay for season pass and then didn't get access to Apple TV. So you'd have Apple TV, you'd have the app on your smart TV, and then not be able to access any of the shows. The show that I'm into right now, when I'm not watching sports, is called Shrinking with Jason Segel. Phenomenal. It's on Apple
Greater
TV
Orlando
right now.
Sports Commission, Jason Segel?
Different Jason Segel.
Okay.
We get to your text from the first hour of the show next.
With Bianchi and Kravitz, we'll be back right after this.
'Tis the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Consistency, we all know, wins championships. It also builds great car dealerships, all right? Don Mealy Chevrolet out in Claremont has been Central Florida's truck headquarters for over 50 years. Still family-owned, still community-driven. Jay Mealy now runs it today and even gives customers his own personal email address. And I love the fact that they proudly support youth sports organizations throughout our area. Now let's go to what's going on at Don Mealy Chevrolet. You can get 3.9% APR for 60 months on a brand new Chevy Silverado or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Need something a little more family friendly? How about a new Chevy Equinox SUV? You can also get 3.9% APR for 60 months on that and no payments for 90 days. And Jason, the GM out at Don Mealy, told me personally just the other day, he said, Bulldog, tell your listeners they can get up to $15,000 off on a new Equinox EV. How good is that? Family owned, community driven. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I trust Kevin Krager with LPT Realty. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart, it's Kevin's strong background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. Owning a home should be an asset, but it only is if you know what you're doing and if you have somebody on your side that can help you with the process. From foundation to roof line, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way, and even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his wonderful clients. So if you want more than just an agent, if you want a trusted guide who knows homes inside and out, call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
I-4 westbound, kind of a mess at this hour. Traveling before Darrell Carter Parkway, there's an accident there blocking the right shoulder. I-4 westbound before 536, another crash blocking the right shoulder, and I-4 westbound before 192, another accident blocking the right shoulder there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, serving coastal and central Florida.
When disaster strikes your business, floods, fires, or storms, every hour closed is an hour lost. Paul Davis Restoration responds fast to restore your property and reduce downtime. Learn more at office.pauldavis.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
The Firestone Grand Prix St. Petersburg is coming in hot, February 27th through March 1st. And Firestone Complete Auto Care is sending you and your crew with 4 3-day passes with grandstand seats, paddock access, garage views, race fives, and all the full throttle energy. And when it comes to your ride, Firestone's got you covered. Tires, oil change, alignments, batteries, all handled by experts that you can trust. They've been doing it right since 1926. Hit up iHeartRadio.com/Firestone for your shot to feel the speed at the Firestone Grand Prix St. Petersburg.
4 major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different, withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access to DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Saturday. Driver, start for engine! The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series roars into Atlanta. Coverage begins at 4:30, only on CW18.
WESH 2 has been following this story. New details are coming into the newsroom right now.
Michelle Imperato, Jesse Don, Brent Stoltzfus, and Chief Meteorologist Tony Novi. WESH 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, breaking.
You could win once-in-a-lifetime can't-buy artist experiences at the brand-new iHeart Radio Theater Orlando, powered by Sunwave Energy. We're talking VIP access, exclusive performances, and unforgettable moments. Enter now for your chance to win at XL1067.com.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Straight Talk Wireless present Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
On Facebook at 96.9 The Game, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Different, golden, hear all the remaining moments and NBC's coverage of the Milan Cortina Olympics closing ceremonies live Sunday afternoon at 2:30 Eastern on the free iHeartRadio app. Just open the app and search Olympics.
This is the beat of sports.
No other sport has a problem like the NBA, and I'm still not convinced that they're going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do, because even the discussion of shortening the season, right? I wouldn't be against it to leverage the games to mean more over the course of the season. I forget about the records and all that stuff that would be affected as well. But how convinced are you that even if they cut to, let's make them 70 games, right? They cut 12 games off the schedule. How convinced are you that teams still would not load manage guys?
Oh, no, you would just do the same thing, but playing fewer games. You would say, well, guy's got 82 games. If he plays 60 to 70, you'd be happy. Okay, what if we're playing 70? He'll play 58 or 60.
Right.
I'm not convinced it'll make guys play more.
Right.
Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let your voice be heard and see what you can get Bianchi and Kravitz all fired up about. Text us at 50857 or hit us up on the iHeart Radio Talkback. Now back to Game On.
First prize of the day being given out right now. You can win a pair of tickets to the Daytona Supercross at the Daytona International Speedway on February 28th. Get ready for high-flying action unlike anything else on the Supercross circuit. Daytona Supercross returns to the World Center of Racing. That's February 28th. You can get your tickets right now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or call 1-800-PIT-SHOP. Here's the trivia question. When was the first Supercross event hosted at the Daytona International Speedway? Text in the right answer to 50857, and you will be the winner of the tickets. One of the first 5 to text in the right answer will be eligible. When was the first Supercross event hosted at the Daytona International Speedway? Any guesses, Mike, before we move on?
I'm not going to.
Just give me a decade.
The Supercross, that would be the 1990s.
That is incorrect.
The 2000.
It's earlier than the 90s, and it's later than the 50s.
Okay.
So there's your window. Text in 50857.
By the way, we have these Arnold Palmer tickets we want to give away here. Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets. We need some talkbacks. We need to enter the Rage Cage. So if you guys want to win tickets, get in the Rage Cage and ask us a good question.
That's right. Any sort of topic generator. Right. Ask us a question. It doesn't have to be sports related. Not only will you get on the air, we'll answer your question, and you could potentially win Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets. Sometimes it is tough to say Arnold Palmer. Yeah,
just say Arnie. Arnie.
Yeah, there you go. Win tickets to the Arnie, and weekend tickets too. So Saturday or Sunday, I believe they're letting you choose out there in the prize department. Somebody said here the NBA should schedule like baseball, 3 games in 4 days. Makes the regular season more interesting. They still sit out, sure, but you get 2 or 3 chances to see that start. Yeah, if you go to every game,
right.
You go. So if a team was here for if the Warriors were here for 3 days, you'd go to all 3 games.
Right. I guess if you have season tickets, would be the only one.
Right. Yes, those people would definitely not get hosed. More Game On coming up shortly. We've got an early edition of Bet It or Forget It on the way. Right now, we'll step to the side for 60 seconds, get you all caught up with the latest and greatest in sports.
Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 4 o'clock hour, time for the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by Better Edge, the app that allows bettors to compete against each other socially. Bet more, win more. You can set your own lines if you get in early enough over at betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign-up. That's all one word, BeatBrandon, for $20 upon your first arrival. By the way, the answer to the trivia question, when was the first Daytona Supercross event? 1971. Mike, that was your heyday. You should have known the answer.
I was even a youngster then.
All right, Jaden, hit the music. Let's get it going. Top stories in the sports world today, Mike. This is something we have not yet discussed. I know you're keyed in on it.
What?
Major League Baseball spring training started today. I know you're excited. Bet it or forget it. Even though you aren't the fan that you once were, there's still a sense of childlike joy when sitting back and watching a good 9 innings of baseball. Forget about it.
9 innings? I cannot remember. I was probably 12 years old. I might have been... It might have been before the first Daytona Supercross when I actually sat down and watched 9 innings of baseball on the NBC Game of the Week when I was a kid, okay? No, but by the way, nobody sits back and watches 9 innings of baseball today, do they? When's the last time you watched 9 innings of baseball?
Last season. I do it all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
You just sit down and watch?
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, God.
You just make a big, especially with those early games. You just make a big sandwich.
Yeah.
You sit down, and then you bet the under, and it's the best.
Okay, so
here, let me give you a. What are you shooing me off? Okay.
So betting. So you only do it because you're betting on the game.
Well, and I like watching Orioles games too. But as far as all the other games, for the most part, or scouting future wagers, things of that nature. Can I go Jerry O'Neill? The Orioles are up 2-0 right now. All right, let's move on. UCF's basketball team bounced back, I should say, after sliding. They lost 3 straight and then picked up a win against TCU. They take on a 10-16 Utah team tomorrow night. Bet it or forget it. Johnny Dawkins not only needs to make it to the NCAA tournament to keep fans off his back, now, with some expectations, he's got to advance around as well.
No, forget
about it.
Forget it. No, if they can just make the tournament, that's good enough. That is good enough. And again, UCF, and fans don't want to hear it, UCF's payroll, their NIL payroll, is not near the top of the Big 12. So if they can get into the NCAA tournament, that's a step in the right direction. That's all Johnny Dawkins needs to do. Now, he's going to be expected to do it again next year, and, it'll be an entirely new roster probably next year as well. But, no, just making it to the tournament would be good enough.
It's been a while, and it would feel like an accomplishment in and of itself if you just had UCF, even a UCF 10 seed,
right.
10-7 matchup. You get to pick them in your bracket.
Right.
Even that would just feel like a massive win. I'm with you on that. Curious to see how they perform in the conference tournament as well, because the Big 12 is loaded. Michigan versus Duke tomorrow takes the main stage in college basketball. Number 1 versus number 3, neutral site game in the nation's capital. Bet it or forget it. You will be more intrigued by this game than anything else that happens this weekend in sports.
Let me think about that.
Olympics, Florida, Ole Miss.
No, I'm gonna forget it. I'm gonna forget
Orlando City.
No, forget it. If the U.S. is in the gold medal game in the Olympics on Sunday, especially
is that when the game would be?
Yeah, if it's against Canada, yeah. If it's U.S. versus Canada in a star, I mean, I've been into the Olympic hockey, both women and men, so that would be the event that most intrigued me. Not even a great college basketball game between Duke and Michigan.
Is the turncoat going to bet on Team Canada for the men too?
Canada. No, I vote USA. I learned.
Call.
By the way,
get him deported.
Are we beating Slovakia right now? We don't have it on. Can we turn that on? Are we beating Slovakia?
We better beat Slovakia.
You didn't even know we were playing Slovakia.
I didn't even know we were playing Slovakia. That is a fact. Cade Cunningham dropped 42 points, dished out double-digit assists last night in a blowout win against the New York Knicks. Whenever you can do it in the main stage of Madison Square Garden, it always feels bigger. Bet it or forget it. Cade Cunningham is your NBA MVP as it stands right now.
Bet it. No question about it. He's the Pistons. I believe they have the best record in the league right now.
They
right?
do.
They have the best record in the league right now. He's playing without some of his star colleagues, all right, who've been suspended. And last night on the road at Madison Square Garden, playing without his two best big men, he elevated his game. Again, best player on the best team. He's never won it before. He's due. Why not give it to Cade Cunningham?
Agreed. I think Cade Cunningham is the MVP of the NBA right now. By the way, Team USA putting a whooping on Slovakia as it stands right now, 2-0. And I didn't see exactly where they are in the game, but just know that our team is dominating. Adam Silver has cooked up 7 different options to curb the appeal of tanking. Bet it or forget it. It doesn't matter what Silver does. Tanking is too deeply embedded into the culture of the NBA, and ultimately nothing will change.
Forget it.
Forget about it.
Forget it. No. If he takes a serious step toward, like one of the options is to just make everybody have the same odds. All the non-playoff teams have the same odds of winning the lottery. Then what would be the incentive to tank then? What would be the incentive to tank if everybody has the same odds?
You would have teams potentially. So I agree I think that's the best idea available is you flatten the odds. Anybody that doesn't make the playoffs has the same % chance to get the top pick. I guess the counter argument to that is that you would have teams that are on the fringe of making the playoffs that don't even want to be involved because they don't think they have a chance to win the championship, and you could have some squirrely business among teams that would have a chance to make the playoffs if the odds are just as good for them as they are for, say, the Jazz or whatever to get the top pick.
Okay, so you have a
but it wouldn't be a widespread issue.
Yeah, you'd have the 8 seed, maybe, trying to lose a few games at the end of the season. That's better than teams tanking the entire season, 9 or 10 teams.
The Orlando Magic made a franchise record 27 threes last night in Sacramento. By the way, oddly enough, of the 4 instances where the Magic have hit the most threes in their franchise history, and this dates back to 2009, I think. 3 of them have been against Sacramento, which is a really odd occurrence. But anyway, Javon Carter off the bench knocked down 3 of those 27. Bet it or forget it, Javon Carter will be the catalyst to a Magic turnaround for the backstretch of the season.
Oh, why not?
There you go. That's the Friday vibe I was looking for.
Yeah, bet it. Well, he had 14 points last night, 4 assists, 3 3-pointers. His plus-minus rating, plus 34. That was the highest on the team last night. So, yeah, why not? I mean, it was a good move. Good move getting rid of who was the
Tyus Jones.
Yeah, the stiff they signed in the offseason.
I think he made more threes than Tyus Jones in one game. Was Tyus did all year. Let's wrap with this one. I know this is a topic that you've been keyed in on, Mike. Doug Gottlieb has been suspended for his fiery. I thought you were going to cut me off there. I actually didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
The bargain basement. You don't
want to talk about the head coach of Green Bay University?
Yeah, who's only talked about because he used to be a sports talk radio host.
Is Stu Gotts doing a good job? I haven't checked in on that yet.
I tried to listen to him the other day, but I don't think he was on for some reason.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Already taking time off, Stu. Up next, Jim Buffoonery. What is going on out there? We'll get to that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi in Florida. You don't just prepare for sunshine, you prepare for storms as well. Acclaim Impact windows from Renewal by Andersen are built specifically for our climate here in the Sunshine State. Heat, humidity, high winds. These windows are engineered for impact protection and long-term durability. And during Free Window February, when you buy 4 windows or patio doors, you get the 5th free, plus 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. That's smart investing in your home's comfort, safety, and value. Windows should not be disposable. They should stand the test of time. Renewal replaces builder-grade windows every single day. Don't wait until yours fail. Upgrade your home's lineup today. Offer ends February 28th, so get out there, all right? So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule that free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bat calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Accident blocking the left lane, State Route 46 eastbound after Reinhardt Road. Crew still dealing with that accident. Beachline westbound after Dallas Boulevard, left shoulder there remains blocked. Lots of company if you're traveling on I-4 westbound between the Beachline and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Looking for a workout that doesn't feel like a workout? At Crush Yard, wellness is all about movement, connection, and fun, no matter your skill level. Whether you've never picked up a paddle or you play every week, pickleball gets your body moving and your stress levels down. Adding great food, refreshing drinks, and a social atmosphere, and it's wellness you actually want to show up for. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're injured in a car accident and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car, it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Orlando.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeart Radio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And not only do we have a great brand for you today, we have a great deal for you today. It's the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real Hero 8 Cigar Sampler. $85 normally, now only $45. And what you get here is cool. 4 Reserva Real Twisted Toros, 4 Reserva Real Toros. And this Twisted Toro is the first time that Romeo y Julieta has ever used a barber pole wrapper on any blend. Connecticut shade leaf, Ecuadorian Habano leaf, Nicaraguan binders, and a blend of Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers give you a cedary, peppery, creamy end and a really unique smoke. It's the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real 8 Cigar Sampler, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
If you want your windows, they're
different ways. Pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
We are Orlando Sports Leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
The moments have been magical. The 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics are in the final days, and you can listen to all of NBC's live play-by-play coverage on the free iHeartRadio app.
Shivering, golden,
including the closing ceremonies, Sunday afternoon at 2:30 Eastern.
the best speed skater in the world.
Dreams realized.
It's her 6th Olympic medal.
Legends made. Open the free iHeartRadio app now and search Olympics.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I would say that it's more of an advantage being coached by the top coaches in college basketball than it is to be coached by those that are coaching G League squads. So where's the level of unfairness within this? I'm having a hard time finding that.
Because the European players haven't played college. Charles Bediako played college basketball, decided to go pro, and now 3 years later wants to come back to college. Why? Because he can make more money in college basketball than he can being a G League player, because he's obviously not good enough to make an NBA roster.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Saturday, the Magic's road trip continues with a stop in the desert to take on the Phoenix Suns. Our coverage begins at 4:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 5 p.m. Catch every minute on our sister station, FM 104.5 The Beat, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app. Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
The segment brought to you by Trey Flynn Law. Your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. Arrested today. Call Trey. We have Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets to give away. A pair. Weekend passes. And there's one way to win them. Leave us a talk back. Enter the Rage Cage. Tap that microphone icon when you're listening on iHeart. And you've got 30 seconds. Ask us anything. You can ask us any question you want. And if it gets us going, then you will be the winner.
You can even ask us a personal question if you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
What time and how long do you shower? You know, those sort of things. We will answer that. Next home match, by the way, for the Valkyries coming up 2 days from now. They take on the Columbus Fury. It's Youth Sports Night. First 500 fans get a Valkyries-themed shoelace that they can throw on their shoe. Great for the kiddos. Go and check it out. The Orlando Valkyries at Edition Financial Arena. Let's get some motivation in our lives.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about freedom, since it is Free for All Friday. If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led like sheeps to the slaughter. You know who said that? George Washington. Ever heard of him?
Say it again.
If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led like sheeps to the slaughter.
Like it.
Yep. So exercise your free speech and win yourself a pair of Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets.
Just don't exercise your free speech by being dumb. Right?
Well, we prefer that, but that is your right to be dumb. That's part of the freedom, I guess. Free for All Friday. You can also text in anything you want, 50857. So there was a story that came out yesterday, and it was a place that you frequent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's the specific location.
No, it's not
that
the
you
same
go to.
location.
I don't have the story in front of me, so I'm going to give you the cliff notes of what I understand of it. This was at Crunch Fitness on 434 in the middle of the day. This guy walked over to a pair of dudes that were lifting weight, and for whatever reason, called them weak for not lifting heavy enough. Just antagonized random people, calling them weak for not lifting heavy weights. And then they got into a little bit of a verbal spat. They separated. They went and did their own thing. Then later on in the workout, they started arguing again. And the guy who called the weightlifters weak pulled a gun from his waistband and was later arrested. Yeah.
Wow.
So, of course, we now want to share our stories of annoying people at the gym. Now, that's hard to top that one. Okay, if you get a gun pulled on you at the gym, you win the argument here. You win the storytelling battle. But, Mike, I know that this is one of your biggest pet peeves in life, is when people don't act appropriately at the gymnasium.
Yeah, I've not obvious. I've had like brief little verbal altercations at the gym, and I think gym etiquette is important. You need to have gym etiquette. When you're at a gym, obviously carrying a gun in your waistband in the gym, not gym etiquette, okay? All right? Telling somebody they're weak, not gym etiquette. But there are certain things you just don't do at the gym. Like I told you this, I had a little, it wasn't an altercation, it was me. I like to go into the steam. We have a co-ed steam room at the Crunch Fitness that I go to. And by the way, Crunch Fitness took over my gym, all right? It was 24-hour fitness. It was terrible. And then Crunch Fitness took over, and it's much better now. So kudos to Crunch Fitness, all right? But I went into I like to go into the steam room and like relax, maybe even meditate a little bit in the steam room. Well, one day I go in there, and this 20-something woman is in there playing her loud, like club music, like she's at the club. In the gym, and she didn't have earbuds in. She just had her music blaring out of her phone.
Like she's the steam room DJ.
Yeah. So I go, and I was very polite. I go, ma'am, you know, a lot of us like to come to the steam room to relax and not listen to loud music. So could you put your earbuds in or, you know, turn that off? And she was a little startled that I said something. I mean, she was offended, I would say, and then she walked out.
What if she was playing Leonard Skinner? Would you have had that same opinion?
Probably, yeah. I mean, a Freebird, maybe not. Okay, but you don't pollute other people's.
Wait, is that Tom Petty? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I had one the other day, and this woman wasn't even so much in my way. I was just fixated on her not really participating in her gym activities properly. In fact, she was working out. She was on the phone. She had her earbuds in, and she's clearly in a phone conversation in the middle of her workout. And so now I'm fixated on this person.
Okay.
And she's going through her workout. She's doing her thing. She's talking on the phone the whole time. And then some 30 minutes later, when I'm done with my workout, we happen to be done at the same time. She's walking out to her car, still on the phone. I have so many questions. Why are you on the phone for this long? And why can't you tell this person that you're talking to, I'm at the gym, I'll call you later? How is this an enjoyable experience?
So it wasn't like she was on the treadmill or
she was lifting weights. She was like doing the,
I could see being on the elliptical for 45 minutes.
She's doing crunches. She's like on the decline machine. She's doing crunches, talking about her day.
The other one, though, real quick, and this is very common, people who monopolize a piece of equipment, a machine, by sitting there and texting for like 5 or 10 minutes and not lifting weights.
Put your phone in the locker. Okay, the Bluetooth will reach.
Right.
Just put your phone. I did do that today, by the way, when I was at the gym. I was the guy. I felt bad about it, but sometimes it's just, it's nice to multitask. Up next, mic'd up, one Olympian absolutely eviscerates a reporter. We'll get to that next.
With Bianchi and Kravitz.
In sports, equipment matters. The right gear can be the difference between winning and losing. Just ask NASCAR driver and former Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse, who has been on our show, and he says, yeah, equipment matters. Yeah, air conditioning works the same way. Quality systems and proper installation make all the difference. That's why I choose Ziegler Air Conditioning. They're carrier and factory authorized. What does that mean? That means they get access to top tier equipment, strong warranties, access to better rebates. They've been cooling and heating Central Florida for 40 years, and they know what works. They installed my system. They continue to maintain it so it runs efficiently. That protects my investment, lowers energy bills, and reduces breakdowns when you need them most. All right. And if something does go wrong, I know I'm calling true professionals, all right? When my AC failed on a scorching hot holiday weekend several weeks ago, who was there? Ziegler Air Conditioning. They answered the phone. They sent a technician out within a matter of an hour or two. That response matters when the heat is relentless. You don't earn factory authorization or last 4 decades by cutting corners. Give them a call. 407-245-8765. 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
The Orlando Valkyries are cruising right now, one of the top teams in MLV. If you have not had a chance to catch a Valkyries game live yet, I cannot recommend it enough. Top flight entertainment delivered by top-tier athletes. Volleyball, admittedly, not a game that I grew up watching, but its frenetic pace and intensity is so addicting when you get into it. Also, coming soon, volleyball's biggest stars will be here in Orlando. The second annual MLV All-Star Match is scheduled for Saturday, March 28th. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com and search MLV All-Star Game.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you want no windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, you can upgrade to a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $499.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Orlando.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your #1 preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
Sunwave Energy and iHeartRadio have teamed up to bring you exclusive artists and station performances, all in the new iHeartRadio Theater Orlando, powered by Sunwave Energy. Stop by the Sunwave Energy showroom for your chance to win can-buy experiences.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
For delicious meals, you could go out to eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Or you could just make a Marie Callender's meal. Yeah, you heard me. Marie Callender's classic chicken parmigiana bowl is delicious with scratch-made marinara sauce, creamy mozzarella cheese, and no preservatives. It's high in protein with 30 grams per serving. Marie Callender's, what having it all tastes like.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just 1 pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cass and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
The Magic have now won 4 of their last 5 games after they took down Sacramento last night. Orlando visits Phoenix tomorrow. Orlando City SC will kick off their season tomorrow night. Lions will host Red Bull New York as they begin a quest for another postseason appearance. And Alyssa Liu became the first American woman to win Olympic gold in singles figure skating in over 2 decades. That happened yesterday. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Rasmussen University.
Rasmussen University is where passion meets education, offering over 60 career-focused programs ranging from nursing and early childhood education to business and IT. Whether you're starting fresh or leveling up, there's a path here built for your goals. Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Adventure Boat Share. Unlimited hassle-free boating without having to own a boat. How good is that, huh? 1 monthly subscription. You can go boating anytime you want. I said subscription. I don't think that's the right word. 1 monthly fee. How about that? All right, let's start Mic'd Up with American-born Team China Olympic skier Eileen Gu. She responded to a reporter's question about her winning 2 silver medals instead of a gold. Listen to this.
Also, do you see these as 2 silvers gained or 2 golds lost?
I'm the most decorated female free skier in history. I think that's an answer in and of itself. How do I say this? Winning a medal at the Olympics is a life-changing experience for every athlete. Doing it 5 times is exponentially harder because every medal is equally hard for me, but everybody else's expectations rise, right? And so the 2 medals lost situation, to be quite frank with you, I think is kind of a ridiculous perspective to take. I'm showcasing my best skiing. I'm doing things that quite literally have never been done before. And so I think that is more than good enough. But thank you.
Oh, wow. Very eloquent answer. Very gracious.
If I was that reporter, I would take my credential off and leave. You know what? You got me. I'm never going to ask a question again.
By the way, for being a member of Team China, she speaks great English.
Well, from what I understand, she was born in San Francisco. So
why is she
went to Stanford.
Why is she on the Chinese team, not on our team? We could use those medals. Huh?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Okay. But I can tell you that I think JD Vance has already chimed in on this. Become this whole political issue.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
What is he?
I can tell that you're taking time off the cable news channels.
Yeah.
Eileen Gu, definitely a source of some controversy out there.
Okay.
But I love that response by her, and it's true. You wouldn't ask that of someone that didn't have golds already. So her point is, I've already won at the highest level. And so every time I go out there and try and win again, it's equally difficult for me, but you hold me to a different standard because of what I've done in the past.
Right.
That was so well said.
Yeah.
No matter what country she's performing for.
Yeah, great answer. And now I've lost my list of sounds.
Now you want to look up this controversy.
I do. All right, let's go.
China.
Let's go to, we had a major injury, not in football, not in basketball, not even in spring training, but we had a major injury at the World Series of Poker. Listen.
Look how excited he is, his fans, his friends.
Wait a minute, Vince. Something's wrong out there.
We'll operate it on it tomorrow with the million.
Yeah, there's something very wrong. He's doubled over. He's really in pain.
Yeah, it snapped.
What the? This is no bluff, let me tell you.
Poker injury. I told you this is an injury sport. They say that poker's not a sport, but this is like...
Well, this is pretty serious. People are rushing to Justin's side.
I'm really hoping it'll be okay. I'm able to play. I'll play it out.
Tournament officials have stopped the clock. Yeah. We're going to find out what's going on.
So he tore his ACL? Is that what happened? Yes. What was he doing?
I guess he won the hand. It's the World Poker Tour. I don't think this is officially the World Series of Poker, but it's World Series of Poker like. Yeah, he won a hand. It was for a lot of money and was jumping up and down and high-fiving the people that were in the stands right there. And then all of a sudden,
one jump in, it was an instant snap.
Yeah, I mean, he was just walking around high-fiving people, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's like hobbled over and he's holding his knee, and he said he felt something snap.
What did he mean? I mean, what did he mean? I'll play on. Well, of course you can play on. It's not like you're sitting down on a chair. Of course you'll play on. Lindsey Vonn was skiing with a torn ACL, for crying out loud.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting some news.
What?
The Magic said he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Now that's funny. All right, Jalen Waddle talking about his former coach of the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel.
Mike is, a genius when it comes to game planning and getting his playmakers the ball. And even though, it was a lot of butting heads when he felt some type of way and I felt some type of way, Mike, I got nothing but love for him. And he's going to be a great coach in this league for a long time. So I try not to, let my, personal success and personal things veer off how I view, someone. So leaving all that aside, I got nothing but love for Mike, for real.
I don't understand.
I don't either. I mean, it sounds like he doesn't have love for Mike.
Does he not like Mike McDaniel, or does he love Mike McDaniel? That sounds like he had some issues with Mike McDaniel.
I think that it is similar to when it's like one of those old Southern tropes that when you see an ugly baby and you say, "Oh, bless his heart." And that's what that sounded like to me. I have love for him. I don't love him, but I have love for him. In fact, I quite dislike him, but I have love for him. That does sound like there might have been a rift there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, on the Colin Cowherd show the other day, his co-host Jason McIntyre was talking about Mike Evans perhaps leaving the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Listen.
If he doesn't stay in Tampa, and they have some good receivers, somebody's going to get a good one in Mike Evans.
He's a pro. He's probably, does he get Hall of Fame votes? I would say yes.
I think he has to, right? Obviously, last season, had some injuries, only played 8 games. So some people are going to be like, well, I don't know if I want Mike Evans. Listen, he's going to be motivated to chase a Super Bowl. Hasn't sniffed one in Tampa.
Yeah.
Finals.
And then Colin goes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hasn't sniffed one, except for the one that he won.
The producer in his ear saying, he won with Tom Brady in 2021. Remember? And it wasn't even that long ago.
You just have when you make it to that level, and I'm not there,
right.
So maybe I'm wrong about this, but I would think that you have made it to one of the biggest nationally syndicated sports shows, arguably the biggest nationally syndicated sports show in the country, that all you have to worry about is that job. Just do that. Those 3 hours, the most dynamic, well-researched 3 hours every single day. You would think that they wouldn't make mistakes like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Have you heard some of the mistakes Stephen A. Smith has made? I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, like I said, you would think, but I don't know. I haven't been in those positions. We make mistakes a lot. We're also, we're in a position where we get pulled in several different directions, and I think that there's it's still not okay to be that wrong about something that you talk about all the time. It's not like they were talking about the giant slalom over here.
Right.
They're talking about the NFL, and they don't know the
giant slalom.
Thank you. We all make mistakes. That's my point.
Do we have time for one more? What do we have here? How about this one? Do you have the one about the reporter asking Tiger Woods? Do you have that clip? Yeah. Reporter asking Tiger Woods if... Well, just listen to the clip.
Final thing with you in regards to your recovery. Is the Masters off the table for you? No.
Okay. First of all, is the Masters off the table for you? There was he edited that a little bit. There was a really long pause. Is the Masters off the table? And it was like 1001, 1002, 1003. No. It was like Tiger was mad that he even asked,
I don't know how to read that.
Yeah. But it was a weird exchange because Tiger, I don't know why Tiger didn't just say, yeah, I'm probably not going to be ready for the Masters, but he was like, no, like there's a chance he can be back. Do you see any chance of Tiger being back for the Masters in 2 months?
I mean, I guess it could happen.
I mean,
you would think that
he's allowed to play. He won the damn thing, right? So he's allowed to play.
He'll be able to play until he croaks. They'll let him in that tournament. But this goes back to, it's the same thing with Colin and Jason McIntyre. Just simple, basic preparedness. Tiger, You know you're going to be asked that question. Have an answer in the chamber.
Right.
This is not some off the wall question that's what? The Masters? You're asking me about the biggest golf tournament in the world? Huh? That I've won before? Of course you're going to be asked about the Masters. So have an answer ready.
So I used to cover the Masters almost every year. And, if you win the Masters, no matter how old you are, you're invited back. You're a former champion. They allow you to play. Well, there was a big controversy one year about Doug Ford. He was this old golfer that won the Masters back in the 50s, all right? And he was just, he was like in his 80s, and he was still clogging up the course, all right? So, and a lot of people thought, hey, this guy should not be allowed to play. So at the little media scrum after his, he shot like an 89 or something, and I go, Doug, why are you still playing the Masters? You know what he said? In a real gruff voice, because I won the effing thing. That's why. That was it.
Yeah, you want to play? You come win it. Can't hate on that. Up next, your texts, your talkbacks, free for all Friday. We're going to give out these Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets next.
Game on with Bianchi and